What's up, y'all? This Big E coming to y'all, making a video. I ain't made a video in a while. This just something that been on my heart. Something that this just the first part of it. The first part of I'm trying to get my spirit right. I'm learning. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying. I'm tempting. So I'm gonna start videotaping stuff that I have experienced that I always just kept with me. First, when I was younger, my grandmama went to church and stuff like that. You know, we knew about God. I can't even say that because we never talked about it, but I think we knew about God because we would go to church with grandma here and there, or my mama tried. We knew about it, but we didn't. So my first experience that I believe to be experiencing a demon, Satan, or something like that. I'm gonna tell you the story. It's just something that stayed with me, and I felt that we saw Satan that night. I feel that we did, but we just never talked about it after that. We didn't. The brothers and the other person that was there, the neighborhood friends, we just never talked about it. I just always felt that we experienced a demon that night. Alright, I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. We was young, and my cousin, I'm just gonna say R.E. R.E., he was our cousin. He had a sister named Aura. His sister was R.E. too. So they they were from a military family. Their father always traveled. So he was a little bit different than us. He was a little bit different, but we all were friends. We played together. It was no different, but how he acted, he was different because we was from the country. That's all we experienced. We was the country. But him, he was all over the place. He was probably in these military neighborhoods. He probably had white friends, tight. He just was different. So, and every once in a while, their mama used to send them to come live with us. For some of them, they can't live with us. He went to school here for a little while, not long. So what happened was, at this point, Granddaddy had passed. So it was grandmama there. We didn't have that, head figure there that wouldn't let nothing like that happen no way. He was gone. Grandmama was gone to work when she was doing like house sitting and taking care of the elderly. My mother was there. Her boyfriend was there. And the boyfriend, he was like a kid himself almost. He was a grown man, but he could get to our level, have fun, stuff like that, right? He was a cool dude. And he ain't so long past anyway, too. So, and one night, he just messing with, he's like to sip a little bit, sip a lot light. He sip a little bit. So he got in an argument with R.E. with how much he could drink, and which R.E. won't. But if I got to guess at it, I would say 11, 12. If I had to guess at it, he might have been older than that. I would say maybe 16, maybe. No, I would say 16, 14, 15, 16, somewhere up in there. And how much, but what happened was, my mama's boyfriend was gonna prove to him that he can't drink. But I don't think he really intended for R.E. to drink. I just think he was trying to scam. So he went somewhere and got some liquor. It was gin. Bottle of gin. So what he did, because my mother, she was like in another part of the house. She probably didn't even know what was going on, because she probably wouldn't have let it happen. So he put a little bit in a cup, right? He said he outdrank him, and this and that, and all this, and so he poured a little bit in the cup. So he poured a little bit in the cup. R.E. And R.E. said, "No, give me some more. Give me some more. Give me some more." He said, "Give me some more." So my boyfriend looked at him like, he just will give a little bit, And Rich, he didn't even supposed to been doing it. But it's just old country, man, old country stuff. So he poured a little bit more by that much. He said, "No, give me some more. Give me some more." And then at this point, he don't drink. He don't do none of it. I only did my brother, none of them didn't drink. So where my mama boyfriend messed up at, he poured about that much. Fill it up. But he just, I don't know what. So the mama boyfriend filled it all the way up, about like that. He just knew. I pretty much know he just said, "This nigga ain't gonna drink this stuff." This Negro ain't, look. He grabbed the cup, them old little skinny cups we used to have, like about this tall. Grabbed it, go. I mean, drunk the whole. He snatched it out of my mama boyfriend's hand, just go. I mean, drunk it straight, tall cup like this, straight full of gin, go. And for a little while he was like, "What? Ain't nothing. Look, we look at him like, what? And we was around drinkers. He probably won't. We around drinkers, like people in the hood, in the old house we live, drunks and stuff. So we knew a little bit about drinking, but we didn't drink. Man, let me tell y'all something. That gin hit, you would think it would hit that you be making them throw up and stuff like that. He's just gonna go to sleep, so we sleep all night. Nah. Man, whatever was in him, that demon that was in him came out of him. He started tripping. Because at first he just was tripping. I mean, when I say tripping. Man, I can't get to the full detail aspect of the situation. One day I might get one of the people that was up there to kind of help me explain it. Cause we just never talked about it after that. Never talked about it. And he got to tripping. I mean, he got to tripping just like, I don't know, he got to tripping. They got to tripping so bad, my mama was holding them. She found she was holding the rock and praying. And what made me think that at this point in my life that it was a demon within him that came out of him? Because I'm not getting into every detail because I can remember every detail. I just know he was tripping. And his voice had kind of changed a little bit. His voice had kind of changed. R.E. had kind of like not a high voice, but it wasn't no low voice either. So, and my mom was holding the rock and praying. He was tripping. It was like my brother that's under me, my older brother, my sister, my younger brother, and neighborhood childhood friend were there. He was there, and he got the tripping. So he got the tripping to the point to make us say, "Who are you, the devil? You the devil?" So they're telling you right there how he was tripping and how his voice sound, everything. And we just asked him as young kids, we said, "Was you the devil?" I mean, we weren't scared. We were, "You the devil? You the devil? You the devil?" He just stopped. He was sitting on my mama's lap, and he was kind of tall. He was kind of tall. He was kind of stocky, small, but he was kind of, you know how you get a natural build. And he was tripping, right? We were saying, the devil. And all of a sudden, and this was before even I knew about the knowledge, spiritual knowledge I have now. That what made me, I always said that what it was, but now I really know what it was. And when we kept saying the devil, and he who your name, devil. This is no lie. His back was like to us. My mama was this way, and my mama was rocking him, was praying right, and he turned around to us and said, "That ain't my name. My name is Lucifer." This is no lie, and this is like a 15-year. It ain't no way he could have known that. I feel like he didn't. Just to come out here, he said, "No, because when we kept saying devil, like it irked his nerve." He turned around with a deep voice and said, "My name is Lucifer. It's not the devil. It's not the devil." See, at the time, I didn't know the significance of the name devil, Satan, and Lucifer. I did not know it then. But he said his name was Lucifer. No lie. And after that, it so much went on, man. They had to spray him down with water. He was trying to get to my mama's boyfriend. My mama's boyfriend locked himself in the room. We laughed about it later. Locked himself in the room. He was trying to get to a boom. But man, this is no lie. He was trying to get to my mama's boyfriend, man. Crazy. Boom, 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 hit the door, boom. I mean, about to turn the door off the hinges. My mama boyfriend jumped out the window, ran down the road, went out through the woods. This is no lie. This is how crazy it was. I'm not getting into all the details because I don't want to. But one day I might, me and my brother or me and my our childhood friend, you know, because they can get more into detail. Because I'm gonna tell you, I was so young. It was so bad that I probably was about 7, 8, about 8 at the most. They made me and my brother, it was so bad that they made me and my brother to go to bed. We went to sleep. And some people might say, how can y'all go to sleep? Listen, we was little boys. And we went in there and laid down and went to sleep. And after that, we didn't know what happened after that. I couldn't even tell you what happened after that. It was never talked about after that. This is no lie. It was never talked about. My brother, we never talked about it. Ever. Never talked about it. We might say, we remember Ryan went off. Okay. We never talked about it to detail. So, that morning, when I got up, now, if Grandma was there, now Grandma went to church faithfully. Grandma wouldn't even lie. Now, that's a whole nother story about Grandma. Grandma wouldn't even lie for you. If she feel like someone gonna put her in a situation, she ain't doing it. She ain't doing it. She might want her to hold some money, but she think that money might bring some evil to her or something, or no, she said, nah. She wouldn't even mess with it. See, so my grandma was like that. But when I woke up, Grandma was there because she got off in the morning. Man, Grandma was so mad, boy. Woo! And they recorded him. You know, them old tape recorder we get from school. And they was giving them away because they were getting rid of them, taking them out of circulation. So they were getting newer stuff. So they were getting the kids that they wanted the tape recorder. Them big tape recorder about that long. Yeah. And they recorded him. They recorded him. But we went to sleep. Me and my younger brother went to sleep. Yeah, me and my younger brother went to sleep. We woke up in that, but I think my two brother sisters and the childhood friend, they stayed up. The next morning, because I remember the next morning, my brother was gone. They might have went to work because, you know, they was working on the farm. They might have went to work or something. I woke up, R.E. had sobered up. He had sobered up. And I looked out the window, and Grandma was hot. Woo, Grandma was on fire. You know what I'm telling you? Grandma was on fire. You know what I'm telling you? And I ain't never seen Grandma. Grandma was on fire. You better believe that. Grandma was on fire. Because I'm pretty sure they let her hear the tape. If anybody know who St. Lucifer was, Grandma know it. They call her honest tongue. I looked outside, right by the road used to be some sand. Ronnie was sitting down there, sitting in the sand, and the feet in the feet of what was it? sitting down in the sand like this with the tape, burning the tape up. Yes, sir. He was. You know how you just feel bad that you did something so bad that he was in the sand like in a like an Indian, just burning the tape up. Cause he had sobered up. He was burning the tape up. And the reason why I'm telling this story, because this is a part of my spiritual journey. It's the beginning when I really didn't know it was my beginning. So I'm gonna document my journey, this part 1. And the significance to this story is that later in life, which was in my 20s and 30s, when I started really getting into learning the truth. Okay, I've been to churches, but I always want to know the truth. You know, because you go to churches, they really don't tell you the truth. They tell you something, but they don't tell you how to fight in a war you don't know about. So I learned about how Satan left heaven, and the name was because the name Lucifer was given to him by our Heavenly Father, the Almighty High. So when he left, he couldn't even take the name with him. God took the name back and named him Satan. And devil, or whatever devil might have came just from people, that's when I always had it in my mind when that happened with my cousin R.E. It always stayed with me that we actually saw, I think at that point I was saying like we saw remnants of a demon that night, Lucifer. Because it ain't no way my cousin could have known. Maybe he did. Because he wouldn't have known. I don't know what he would have known. But he don't travel all over the world for. So I don't know what he would have known. But I'm assuming at 14 he wouldn't have known. He wouldn't have known the significance of the name. That Lucifer, like Lucifer, he don't like to get called Satan. Because that wasn't his original name. His original name was Lucifer. So when I found out that, it was like ding 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 ding. That night came back. No, that night always stayed with me, but it came back all the way live. That's why when we kept saying devil, we weren't saying Satan, we were saying devil. You the devil. Are you the devil? And we just, that's how it was, to make us ask him that. Y'all should have known what was fitting to go on. Now, he won't acting like Jerry Lewis and we just asked him the devil. No, he was acting just like not himself. Jen make you do some crazy man, but it don't make you act like Satan. But where you do stuff that Satan influence, but when I learned that, I know for a fact we saw him that night, but we just never talked about it. Y'all may not believe that. They would take family. When stuff like that happen, and some more stuff happen, but we don't talk about it. They push stuff on the rug. So when you bring stuff forefront, they ain't trying to hear it. They ain't trying to talk about it. People don't want to be held accountable. Let me tell y'all something. When I learned that, I knew we saw Lucifer that night. Can't nobody tell me nothing different. See, the reason why I'm telling this story, because the further I get down telling y'all my spiritual journey, y'all will see the significance in what I'm telling you now. That's the reason why I'm starting here. And some people might not even want me to tell y'all this story. And R.E. just recently passed. So that's why I said I'm going to do it now, because he's not here. You know, he had kind of went off in the head, like in his later years, or like his 20s, and you know, he had kind of went off, you know, that kind of something that runs in our family, you know, flip out. Maybe that's the reason, I don't know. But I learned a lot on my spiritual journey of why people do what they do in my family, and it just fell right in place. That's why I'm telling that story. I'm not going to get into depth. Maybe I will get into depth about this story one day, but I want to have somebody else with me or a couple of people and talk about it. It just let y'all see us talking about, because they can get more into depth. They can tell you a lot more stuff than I can tell you, because I went to sleep. This was all night. I'm talking about this was like 9, 10 o'clock. The stuff happened all night, and stuff I don't even know about. For real, nobody never talked about it after that. That's how bad it was. Nobody never talked about it. I think they were scared to talk about it. But anyway, this is just part one of my journey, my spiritual journey. And my spiritual journey going to include how I live my life, and you know, stuff like that too. So this is just part one of my journey, my spiritual journey. Peace.